everyone, Lauren O'Quinn here with Trajectory on Location. Sitting down with me now is Nick Townsend, Growth and Innovation Lead for GDIT's Geospatial Services business area. Hi Nick, how are you?
Hi Lauren, I'm great. Thanks for having me.
Welcome. So what innovations are you supporting or do you believe are required to meet the GEOINT mission today?
So at GDIT, we're tackling some of the largest, biggest enterprise problems for our customers. Three, I would say, really are standing in the forefront right now are artificial intelligence and machine learning. Certainly kind of critical to the GEOINT mission these days. Second, certainly powering that, which is high performance computing. So kind of that heavy infrastructure required to process those workloads. And then third, meeting our customers' need at the edge. Since GEOINT is not just here, it's everywhere. We need to kind of meet needs from data center to the cloud, all the way out to the tactical or to the edge.
So what role is artificial intelligence and machine learning playing in GEOINT today? And what steps or innovations are needed to meet the demands of tomorrow?
So AI/ML is playing a huge role in GEOINT right now today. One of the challenges we see is scaling that to the enterprise level. So we see a lot of great research projects and a lot of good kind of operational executions of AI/ML. But making that an enterprise capability for all users is challenging. So I'd certainly say that we're seeing things like object detection and behavior activities and kind of helping the analyst with the processes that they do that are repetitive. We're kind of automating that for them.
Now, you mentioned standards as a critical need in AI/ML projects. Where do standards apply to ensure success?
I think standards are one of the most critical parts of this whole process. So with standards, we have process standards. So if you're familiar with kind of the origins of software development, there was a lot of kind of heads being butted between development and operations. So we had a standard developed called DevOps. Through that, they were able to have a policy and a process that helped enable operations to perform and the software development impact that and support that quickly. Today we have a challenge with that not being really good enough. So we have software development and DevOps, but we have now machine learning models that don't take 3 weeks to retrain, need them done now. So we have machine learning operations as kind of a policy standard. Two, we have the IT software and infrastructure standard. So kind of with that scale that we have to deliver, can't just have a ton of different types of pieces of equipment all over the place. You really need a kind of a standard baseline, whether that be from your software environment. Are we containerizing this? Are we going to scale this? Is this going to be in the cloud? Is this going to be on-prem? And that's really important that we make sure that we set that early and not try to develop it along the way. And then third, the data standard. We want to make sure that we are setting our customers up with success by helping them to tag data correctly, make data available to where it needs to be, and make sure that it is prepped and ready to go to be run through these AI/ML processes.
How does the use of AI/ML impact user experience, and what role do standards play in that adoption?
Sure, so that's a question that comes up a lot. And I'll tell you, working with a lot of analysts, they don't want to open up an AI/ML tool. They just want to do their job inside of their workstation and have the machine kind of help them do it automatically. So within the UX kind of world, we want to help develop tools that integrate with the equipment and software that analysts are already using to automate the processes that they're working through, whether that's, again, activity detection, object detection, change detection. We want to automate that process and integrate with their current UIs.
Now finally, you talked about putting data first. How can you ensure that you succeed?
Sure, I think it's one of the most fundamental parts of making this all work. First, I think is the distinction between metadata and data. We want to make sure that we are tagging and creating high quality metadata that lets people find the data that they need where it exists. Two, I think policy. This is really the process of us putting into place global policies that affect where data is going to be stored, where it's going to live, how it's going to be accessed and found. And third, I think that with the influx of new sensor data, we have this tremendous amount of data that can be put anywhere. We don't just have to wait for it to be downloaded into one spot and transferred all over the globe. So we have to have the right policy to make sure that we have the correct infrastructure where it needs to live, and the data is accessible and available where it needs to be.
Great stuff, Nick. Thank you so much for joining and sharing with us today.
Thanks, Lauren. Appreciate it.
It was great to have you.
Thanks.